Okay, I'm actually a little hesitant to make this video, just a little bit, because I don't know if I want to give away all of my secrets, but I'm also really proud of what I built, so here it is. After 8 years and something like 4 or 5 different builds, I think I finally built the perfect vocoder pedal board for me. The best way to explain what a vocoder is to start with what it's not. It's not a talk box and it's not auto-tune. It's actually a synthesizer that imposes one sound onto another. In my case, I sing into a microphone attached to a vocoder pedal. That pedal then imposes the formants of my singing voice onto an affected version of my guitar. The history of the vocoder is super interesting. What was once used to encode secret messages during World War II now allows me to sound like I can sing better than I actually can. For me, it's cool because I hear all these runs in my head and I can play them on guitar and sort of sing them, but now with the vocoder, it sounds like something different. It's a new synthesized sound that's a combination of my guitar playing and my vocal ability. Now that I've expressed my love and kind of obsession with this niche synthesizer, let me explain why I'm so proud of this board that I put together. In the past, I would always just throw my vocoder in front of whatever guitar pedal board I was using at the time. Sometimes it would be a bunch of pedals, sometimes just a couple pedals. Probably never no pedals, except maybe when I was recording at home or something like that. But for the most part, it would be just thrown in front. But this latest one I came up with, I decided it would be best to split it into 2 unique boards. I learned pretty quickly through trial and error that a compressor is helpful to keep the levels under control, since unlike regular singing, vocoder tends to sound best when the dynamics are pretty consistent. For this latest build, I'm using the JHS Tighty Whitey compressor, mostly because I love JHS pedals. It's also really similar to the circuit that's in the Pulp and Peel compressor, which I use on my studio board and I love and have used for many years. Also, it's mini, and who doesn't want a line drawing of underwear on their pedal board? Continuing with my love of JHS pedals, what's really setting this board apart from other boards that I've built in the past is that I'm using the JHS switchback. The switchback is really cool because it actually allows me to run 2 separate boards in designated effects loops, and I can click using their red switch to go between them. Unlike my previous setups, my vocoder is completely isolated from my guitar effects, allowing me to set a vocoder sound and leave it alone. It also prevents me from accidentally leaving on a drive pedal and getting tons of feedback when I go to use the vocoder. After a few years of regularly using my vocoder, I discovered that harmonizer plus vocoder created my own version of the prismizer effect that Justin Vernon and Francis and the Lights use. Disclaimer that I am a huge Bon Iver fan. For this board, the harmonizer that I'm going with is the Boss Harmonist. It's honestly not my favorite compressor. I prefer the Quintessence from TC Electronics that I have on my studio board, and the Eventide H9 or whatever the newest one they just came out with is probably the best bet to really dial in the harmonies, but that one, both of those actually are just kind of too expensive for me right now. I also really like the doubled octave effects that I can get with the harmonist. Really, all that's left after that is some nice and fun spatial effects. Red Panda has to be one of the coolest pedal companies out there, and I honestly really wish I owned more of their stuff, but I have one of the older models of the particle delay that I'm using with an expression pedal. It allows me to get some really cool warpy, grainy delay effects that kind of make my voice sound like it's a soda being poured into a glass. It also gives me some cool kind of Casey Benjamin-esque vocoder effects. Another disclaimer that I am a huge Casey Benjamin fan, of course. At the very end, really any delay will do, but I had this flashback by TC lying around and it does what it's supposed to, so there it is at the end. All right, here's my reaction the first time I plugged in everything, kicked on the vocoder, threw a little delay on, and just went for something. All right, so here it is, the moment of truth. I think I rigged this up correctly, but I'm finding this out in real time if it worked. I also don't have it rigged up to the split, so eventually this is going to be split. One side or one send is going to go to my guitar, my regular just guitar tone. The other side is going to, or my whole actually guitar pedal board, and then the other side is going to go to the vocoder. But this is just the vocoder side rigged up. I'm finding out in real time if this worked. So here goes. Okay, we got signal. Let's go! Let's go! Also, I will not be sharing the audio of my actual voice, just in case you were wondering. Let's see what else we got. I've also got this. I wanted to put the expression pedal on the board, but just did not quite fit with what I have, unfortunately, so gonna have to rock it off the board, but I mean, it's still cool. This has been so long trying to make a board that was separate, just a separate specific vocoder pedal board. And I finally figured out the formula for how to make that work. So pretty psyched. Catch me using it on stage. Thanks for checking out this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Did I forget to say which vocoder I use? Oh well.